Round one. Fight. Round three. Fight. Round four. Fight.
Childhood friend again. Will Princess Alin return to the story, or has the
Round one. Fight.
rhythm cycle that it has three levels. One, when the opponent is too docile, like he is less aggressive, so we get to be the aggressive one. We get to do with dashes 50-50 mix-up with CD4, forward, 4, 3, down forward, 1, back forward, 2, 1, back forward, 2, 3, down forward, 1. Every single move that we want to stagger with, we are going to stagger with using down forward whenever we pressure, and so on. And then there is, of course, the fear or doubt, which I usually highlight in yellow. And when this happens is when the opponent wants to attack, but he is too afraid of you using counter hits on them, so they build an imaginary line to prevent you to get in, as they are trying to keep you out, and they are going to throw up buttons a lot, even without you are in range, so they can check, like thinking that you are going to attack. So when this happens, you get to predict how they are going to press buttons, or you get to calculate their timings like a metronome. So you get to press your forward for first, or your down forward for first, your down back for first. For example, these are moves that you can use. That you can Zen 3 or you can CDS 3, which are going to hit people pressing buttons if you anticipate them first. So this is just part of the case. But it comes down to the rhythm cycle, and of course there is when they are what I call it seeing red. Seeing red because when they give out on defense and move heavily on offense. And when someone is moving heavily on offense, of course it tends to be a little bit more weaker when heavily pressured, but it also has panic moves, such as up forward 2 is a panic move, down back 3 is a panic move, down 4 is a panic move, and if you come, so hitting by a jab into a 4-4 is going to let you know that your opponent is playing too aggressive, because this cannot be stepped. And if you hit like a up forward 2 on regular hit, and then a 4-4 and counter hit right after, your opponent is trying to be too aggressive. So you have to learn how to identify this in order to play along with the rhythm cycle. So now that you know the three levels, know that whenever the opponent is in fear or doubt, you can choose to either whiff punish them, or you can anticipate those buttons and counter hit, which is something that I do. I explained this on episode 3, which was movement type, that you as a gym player, there is two versions of gyms. The one that likes to whiff punish more than he counter hit anticipates, and the one that counter hit anticipates more than he whiff punishment. It comes down of course to situations, but it comes also down to preference. As I said on episode 3, I'm more the type of counter hit punishment or counter hit anticipation, and CDM is just an example, is more of a whiff punishment type of player. So today is about counter hit anticipation, and I already explained a lot in episode 1 about the imaginary line that people that are in doubt are going to build, because they want to attack and they also want to defend, so they become afraid of your 50-50 offense and your with punishment game or panic moves, so they tend to build this line in order to defend themselves. So when they do that, since it's much harder to whiff punishment them because they are really not playing aggressive, what you do is something that I should have explained to you on episode 1, but I took it out. So I have to re-record it, and I forgot to add on episode 1, which is time expansion. What is time expansion? So the game runs at 60 frames per second. We all know this. So whenever your opponent loses his turn, you're going to think, now my opponent is going to attack. But I'm not going to press. So it becomes like, how do I say it? There is like a challenge on car games or car movies, when each character is going to run at each other's face with the car, and the first one that gets afraid is going to dodge, is going to move out of the way to avoid an accident. So this happens in Tekken when you sit in front of someone and both of you are going to think about it. So you want to expand this time as much as possible until you think they are going to press, so you get to forward 4. It's mostly with forward 4, but you can do this with down forward 4 as well. You can do this with down back 4. And if you are really that good, and because you already moved on, you're into the forward 4 range, then down forward 2 is will also be one of the things that you get to do it. But this is made with two things. With either the fear of getting hit by a forward 4 or an electric wind hook fist on with punishment. So every single time they do not press a button inside the range where these two moves can hit, now you get to intimidate with your dash. You get to do dash into nothing, dash into nothing, dash into nothing, dash into nothing. And they are going to look at this and they're going to think, so it is intimidating. So what can I do about it? Most people don't want things right, and the first option that is coming up right to their head is going to be press a button. So if you are inside the range and you are on a position of power because you are the one carrying the offensive, you have a lot of defensive moves such as back 3, down forward 2, forward 4, and of course you still have the electric, they're gonna have to duck at some point. So then you get to do something like this. Forward 4, 3, down back 4, for pickup. This is hard. Something that Namco made because people used to cry a lot about forward 4. So they increased the pushback of forward 4 and counter it. But it doesn't mean the move is trash. It just means that you still can use forward 4 as much as you please. You can still use this move to build a wall between you and your opponent. And every single time they are afraid of this wall because either way you're still going to get a combo. If you are good at pick up, the nerf is pretty much non-resistant. We improved that. And every single time they are so afraid of the wall, then you start to close in and to hit them with a forward 4, with a down forward 4, down forward 2, sorry, electric and bad 3s and stuff like that. Remember that electric is your first line of defense, and after that you have forward 4, you have back 3, then you have down forward 2, and down forward 4, which will work on time expansions such as down back 4, which are moves that you are going to use in those ranges where they are going to think, no, it's not going to press a button, and you do a down forward 4 and hit them anyway because they already lost their turn, so they are trying to regain, and every single time they don't regain their turn because you are expanding their perception of time that when he's going to press a button actually, if he's not going to press, then I'm going to press. So whenever you predict this correctly and you see now it's time to press my forward 4 because in about like 5 or 6 frames he's going to press that button. So you do that, and this is made by the following philosophy. A second in games are 60 frames, so movements could be faster. The fastest move in Tekken is 10 frames, which are jabs, and then point on. The slowest moves are usually 23 to 25 frames. And of course there is Snake Edge, which is more, is 27, but in between those window of time from 1 to 23 frames, which is the window of Jin, you want to use a move for a different purpose. You want to use forward 4 3 to make them as slower as possible. This also includes CD4. You want to use forward 4 to incapacitate or to prevent them to press a button in between.